through an interview, they're offered the job. And the other person, a minimum of 2 people, the other person will be an international student who's on an exchange program at Toyo. They would put them together. 2 boys, 2 girls, boy, girl, right? Sometimes more than those 2, but that's the minimum, right? 1 Japanese with study abroad experience, 1 international student. And teachers would just like take a look, but they would never really be involved. That was supposed to be a lounge for the students to chill out while speaking English. The only rule is to speak English. There were computers to play music on and to do some search. There were games, like board games in English. There were magazines, toy books, graded readers, and it's spacious enough with different types of chairs and, armchairs or whatever. So people could sit down and they could play games. They could speak in English. There were events. So yeah, it's not like the idea is not there. Have students do that, So we have this student only type of, teachers. Yeah, we don't want teachers to be here. We would come in, we would say hi, not more than 5 minutes, we would be out. And right across that room, you have the writing center, and then people in suits and neckties, full-time teachers would be teaching the students how to, write academically and whatnot. Help them with their business, like CVs and cover letters. And I did help students get jobs. One of my students, when I was at the writing center, she got a job at the Emirates. So she became a flight attendant. Everything was in English. So I helped with the cover letter, with the CV, with the interview. And she was in Dubai for 3 years. Yeah, successful flight attendant. So they offer that kind of services too. So, yeah. And the ECZ, the very first form when the ECZ took shape was done by the same teacher I was talking about, the same teacher who set the first steps for the writing center. So it was his idea to have students, to have the ECZ. I don't know, it evolved. He lost control of it because the university saw that it's great, and then they took over the management. It was his baby. He would bring things from home. He would ask for a room that he could use. It was like a club, like an extra curricular activity. He would pay from his own pocket for the cable TV to watch things in English, Friends in English. And then they said, hey, this is great. Let's make it university-wide. Let's have students from all faculties and departments come. So it was his idea. So it's not like this person doesn't have ideas or he hasn't put anything together in the past. Mm-hmm. But again, so I don't know how to answer that question about why not tutors.
Shifting from other faculty members, how do you think, you mentioned a little bit earlier, how does the university administration view the writing center?
Well, they decided to fund it. They allotted it a new, more easily accessible, room. They decided to hire more people. So they definitely see it as, and I'm talking about the whole GEN level. I'm talking about the board of directors level. They had to make that decision. They see it as an asset. They see it as something very necessary towards globalizing the university, or to keep it globalized or something like that. Maybe the career center also sees it as, hey, if they're looking for a job where they're going to use English, then yeah, the writing center and not us. I'm thinking and again, the International Affairs Office has administrators work helping on ground level, and it's also overseen by the International Education Center. That's from a faculty point of view, right? So, yeah, definitely is a positive asset, and it's still, utilized very well. It's a success story, definitely.
Do you think the university administration acknowledges the philosophy of the Writing Center?
I'm not sure if they have a very good understanding. Now, when we were in the old building, when we were still establishing things in the very beginning, we had the members of the board of directors, and the top guy stop by and say, "Hey, we just want to say hi. You're doing a great job. Yeah. Keep it up." So they knew that we're there. They knew that we existed, not only on paper, but right there, we were real people with real students. Do they fully understand the philosophy? And Toyo, when you get the digital mindset, they ask you, how are you going to utilize the university's philosophy in your, classes? And when you teach English, how can you answer that, right? So they ask you to know the university's philosophy, but do they know what the Writing Center philosophy is? Yeah, that's a tough question. They're in the same building. The top guys are on the top floor, and the Writing Center is on the bottom floor. Yeah, they're in the same building. They use the same elevators. So I'm sure that all board of director members, they see the Writing Center every time they go to work, however often or rare that is.
Were guests ever brought to the Writing Center to show off the Writing Center?
I believe so. Yes. So even that teacher who gave me some hard time, he came from a different university and he wanted his former colleagues and ex co-workers to see. He was also, there were many symposia happening in the same building, and we were invited to go to all these. We were welcome, and I took advantage of that. I met quite a few people, and I listened into people from abroad came, like big names in their areas of expertise. They would come, and the Writing Center and all the other facilities that were helping globalize Toyo, they were mentioned for sure. Yeah. It's getting noisier around me, so I'm guessing.
Oh, no, it's no problem. You've also talked about this a little bit, but if you could clarify it for me. How do you think professors who aren't connected to the Writing Center viewed the Writing Center?
Well,
you said you had a few who you warned, like, don't dump students in the Writing Center, but did you have any other interactions with people not necessarily connected to the Writing Center, whether it be positive or negative?
Okay, so basically, again, that's the main campus, right? That's the main campus, and that's where most of the students are, and we really wanted teachers who would be English teachers or not to send students to us, when they had something English writing related, or when they had some program that they wanted students to go to, or maybe when they had a student who they wanted to get that scholarship and to represent the university somewhere abroad. We wanted them to send those students to us. At the same time, we didn't want them to have, a class of 30 students, academic writing class, to be sent to us, when given some kind of an assignment. So then we can perfect it for them. And then that teacher would be reading almost perfect, essays or paragraphs or something. So that was a no-no. So that we were very careful about that. Because we wouldn't be able to do that.